This is Jake from Idabros coming at you guys with another few replays we're going to go through here. Try to make it kind of quick. One of them is a kind of a longer replay, and the other one's pretty short. Apologize. I know I've been doing uploads prior to this video. The last 2 Tuesdays, I had a week off, mainly just super slammed between school, work, kids, all that kind of crazy stuff. So wanted to make sure that I was able to get at least one video up right now, and then no promises, but if I could make another one, that would be awesome. I'm trying to think of some content that will go away from replays. Like I said on the first one, when I started uploading again, like this, usually replays weren't what we did for videos back when we were active. A lot of it was like vlogs and discussions and this, that, and the other. But I don't have a schedule where I could go to locals, right now, and probably not for the foreseeable future. And it's that kind of content, unfortunately, isn't something that I can deliver right now. But what I can do, at least for now, is this kind of stuff, and then I'll brainstorm and think of anything else. So let's jump into the replays. So right now, we're going to go through Orcust GB against this really cool deck, and this honestly is the reason why I picked this specific replay. Probably going to butcher the name, but Generaid, I don't know. It seems like a really cool deck. Hadn't run across it before, and this duel itself was really grindy, and there was some stuff that I hadn't played against or seen. So what we saw just now was that I went into a rabbit, and he went through, stopped the rabbit. I threw the Nessie out, and I was able to go into Phoenix. So this is kind of one of the cool parts about the whole Orcust GB deck, is I tried to go down one route, I couldn't, so I went down the Orcust route. I feel like in the pure GB deck, it runs so much more that a lot of times one hand trap doesn't stop me, but it's cool having that extra route. So what we see here is he threw down the field spell, threw down 4 back rows. What this field spell does, I'm going to leave it up just for a quick second, but when the opponent, so in this case myself, draws a card, he gets to go through special summon one of their archetype monsters. And then on my turn, if he does that, he gets to fill the field with the rest of these tokens that are 15/15, level 4. They have to be in attack position. But I think the way they utilize that is a lot of these guys have quick effects that involve tributing one monster of their archetype, or in this case, a worm. They aren't all the same types, which is kind of interesting. We'll move forward here. So he just did that, went into Panther, and honestly, I feel like one of my big problems with not playing Orcust at all and then trying to do this is I don't have a lot of... I just don't read very well. I'm just going to say it. I didn't read this very well, and I thought Crescendo, I just had to have a Orcust monster, not an Orcust link. So that right there, that lack of reading, like, that made it so my Panther wasn't protected like I assumed that it was, which made it so I couldn't go into the right kind of play, which is whatever. So he has this cool guy, which is, again, part of their archetype. It steals when, I think at the beginning of my turn, and then it gets 1,000 per material, and then also does other stuff. So it's pretty neat. So we went into Appaloosa here to try and get some negates in, and he went through, activated this guy to do stuff and things. This was pretty cool. So another part of this archetype is they have these traps. I believe there's more than one. But this is if your opponent activates a card or effect in response to Generaid, I don't know, again, apologize, card or activation, you can discard a card, which they get stuff in the graveyard too, and then it changes the effect to each player draws a card. So that's super neat. It's just one of those where if you have uh, anything in your archetype that gives protection and you don't mind discarding a card and it's legit. So we have this more Orcust stuff. Got the Appaloosa, got the Lynx, um, got the Dingirsu here. One of the other things here we're going through, and he's trying to do Lone Fire, stop it with Appaloosa. One of the things that I've noticed really, and this could be said for any deck that is just a mashup of two archetypes that don't necessarily run the same extra deck, is this really suffers from the 15 card limit. And, it's one of those where inherently you're going to run against that with any sort of awkward mashup deck. But this one, Orcust has so many, honestly, both decks have become where there are extra decks. GBs have always, not always, but a good part of their existence has been reliance on Herc and Gazaris. But that was it. It was okay, you could run two to three Gazaris and 1 to 2 Hercs, and that was it. Now we got Panther, Editor, the new fusion, and then if you want to run Gazaris, there's just a whole bunch of monsters, and it just sometimes you have to decide which one you have room for, which one you don't. What we saw here, I'm going to pause it really quick because I was going on with this discussion about that, is it's really cool because a lot of these guys, I don't know if it's all of them or a lot of them, might be all of them. So they all look like they're level 9. So VFD came onto the board, set me back a little bit. I believe I went Nightmare and pumped up one of the Dingirsus there so I could get over it a turn early versus waiting for the material to run out and then being a turn behind for effects. And this is why I just kind of went on that whole thing about the extra deck space being tight and being kind of backed in, because at this point I went rabbit without thinking, and I didn't have anything for the Ondals to go into. In my extra deck right now, I have Editor, I have this stuff, and he's gonna just wreck me with the Earth Splicer. Yeah, this dude is just going to just close everything out. I had a full board, it didn't matter. He's clearing my board with this guy, and he just has all these resources. I attacked to try and get, because I knew the quick effect was going to take me. I lost, but what I was trying to do was get that one Orcust, the revival one, into the graveyard to get Dingirsu to start to make some sort of play, and he called by the grave, which was so clutch. And it's one of those too. I don't. Oh, okay. It wouldn't have mattered anyways. He had impermanence down. Yeah, it was GG. That was a long game, but I thought it was pretty cool. And watch, it's going to be that archetype has been out in the TCG, and I just literally have never heard of it, and the whole video is going to be for nothing. But I thought that was pretty cool. It's something that to me was unique. To me, it was the first time. So here we're going to do another. I'm playing the same thing. I haven't changed it just because I got kind of tired of just straight GB because it is so linear. This at least is kind of spicy at times. So I went some GB, and then I didn't have anything to get into the Tamer editor. So instead, I used some of the like surplus monsters that I had on board to go down the Orcust plays instead. So I have the Crescendo in the back, have the Longra, so yeah, I can. So it's just a Blue Eyes deck. So it's, I mean, it's whatever. It's like not the most competitive thing in the world, but it's still, you know, Chaos Max is Chaos Max. Like, dude's huge. Um, so we got plays. So now I'm starting to go down GB, do some tag out stuff, Augustus, get that Atrix out, editor. So this stuff's pretty cool. Like the Orcust stuff got me far enough, and then the Nightmare was pretty clutch because I got to pump it to get over the Chaos Max, which was pretty neat. Um, Went through, he had a monster effect, I negated it, and the tough part is like at that point I would have like turned prior if I could have went into Appaloosa, but I couldn't because I had activated my Orcust, so I was stuck into Darks and Appaloosa's a Wind. Um, I did not go through and redirect the attack because this guy is pretty cool, Twin Burst. So can't be destroyed by battle. And then when it attacks an opponent's monster, but the opponent's monster was not destroyed, you could banish it. And I had already used my effect negation, so I didn't want to die. But yeah, that Blue Eyes though, that Blue Eyes, I made sure. So did stuff, tagged out. Now I could go into Appaloosa. I tagged out the fusion and then just use the team editor to get another one, just so I had like enough material, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, so this Twin Burst is giving me some problems, but got some negates, so he's not able to replenish, you know, all the resources that Blue Eyes normally does. Now, you know, we got the Orcust stuff. Um, Degreaso is so good. Like, I know everybody in the world that's watching this already knows that. But, like, I haven't really played against Orcust or with like, I haven't had any, like, actual interaction with this deck besides knowing it exists. Um, so it's really cool to play it and be like, man, this thing is clutch. Um, Anyways, so that's where I am right now. This is the same. I don't think I've changed anything um, from the last video that I threw up. I really do would like to take just a quick second. I'm not sure how long the video is, but I know my last ones were super long. Quick second to thank everybody for watching these replays. Like I said, I know for a fact that there is going to be better and maybe more, not maybe, definitely more informative ones, videos, replays, whatever out there. Um, but that's awesome. Thank you for watching the videos. I honestly didn't think there would be hardly any, but both other videos at this point have like 250 views, which, again, I know it's not like the hugest thing in the world, um, but it's cool to me, and I really appreciate it. And also the interaction in the comments has been really cool too. So thank you guys very much for your time. Again, this is Jake with Idabros. Let me know um, if you guys have any suggestions on content besides replays, or if there's any other archetype or decks that I could look at. I know I personally am just really passionate about Gladiator Beasts, and that's what kind of made me want to start doing videos again. Um, but if there's anything else, you know, definitely let me know. So appreciate it again. Peace out. Have a awesome time, and thanks, guys.